Weight around us is starting to get heavy. And I'm talking about on the level that even those that are higher, mid-class, go into Whole Foods and everything like that, which I do. I go there, and I'm not saying I'm a higher middle class, but they're starting to understand the weight of the economy that we're in. And I mean, I see video after video after video talking about how difficult it is out here. And this is the thing, you can complain and make money from it, and that's what a lot of people on YouTube have done, and they make a living off of it, and that's great for them. But for the greater majority of everybody out here, I think that you're gonna have to embrace being the monster. You have to embrace being the monster. I've been hiding about, and this is an acronym that we've been talking about here on the channel, but I think that the monster, yes, embody all the acronyms, but also embrace being the beast, the monster, the thing that people are scared of, and not in the term that you're gonna hurt anybody, but rather you're not backing down at anything. Okay, so let's go over the acronym for anybody that's new. We're doing this, you know, every time we come up with the monster, we talk about this acronym. We got to go over how this applies into our current situation, because it is very important for us to embrace this. And there's going to be a time where once I release my book, and you guys can realize or see that, yeah, okay, yeah, he really was walking the walk and talking the talk. And I said this to one individual that wanted to play with my time. I said that there's two types of people. There's people that walk, there's people that talk. I do both. And I don't think that you understand that there's only two types of people. That means that I'm not anymore associated with people. I'm a monster. I'm coming out here to do both. And a lot of people, they like to talk. And a lot of people, they just like to walk. They're a part of the herd. But I like to do both. I'm not a part of the herd. I'm not talking. I'm doing both. I'm walking and talking, and I'm standing out. And that is what the monster, the acronym. So starting off with M, mindset. Your mindset has to be in line, understanding that there's going to be difficult times concurrently. There's just point blank period. Doesn't matter if you had a nice upscale lifestyle, you're going to have to realize that lifestyle that you built up, now you're going to have to live and work and work and work. You got people like Shaka Khan, I forgot how to say that, but they're going out here and they're in a concert, singing, doing all this stuff. Half of it might be that they really love it. Half of it is that they got to do it because they cannot afford the lifestyle that they want, and they don't ever want to go back. They still got memories of the pain. So your mindset has to be like, okay, if I'm going to become the monster, I got to understand that tough times are going to be ahead of me, and that I have to embrace it. So the next thing is that you have to not only just embrace it, but you have to become an overachiever within the monster mindset. So M.O. And so when you become an overachiever, you're not just trying to skirt by. Yeah, you're doing the hard stuff, but you're not just sitting here just trying to skate through it. You don't learn anything to acquire it to your mindset. You are now becoming an overachiever because you know that every single day that you put in that effort, that one day, that one moment, that one time that you went and it finally just toppled over. It's like a domino effect. Finally, the compound has worked in your favor. It's done it multiple times within my life. Not to the grand mass scale that I'm sitting here being majorly successful, but as a 28-year-old, I'm giving myself a little bit of a pat on my back. You know what I'm saying? Because I could have just sat here and, you know, I had people in my lives that they sat back, had a nice house, but let it go to foreclosure because they decided to stop, and they stopped being the monster. They got soft. And so they became Winnie the Pooh, whatever you want to call it, a little nice teddy bear. And so if you want to come out here, you got to become an overachiever. If you want to do this, the next step to becoming an overachiever, everything is a domino effect, is N, for never give up. You cannot give up. Becoming an overachiever means every single day when you're tired, when you're sleepy, when you don't think you can push on, you never give up. Your mindset is always there, that you know that there's going to be pain. You know that there's going to be adversity. You know that you're going to have to go above and beyond. And you know that you never can give up. Because the moment you give up, you let somebody pass you. I let that happen way too many times within my own life that I'm sitting here like, oh shoot, they're running laps on me. It feels like Captain America. I'm on your left. What? I'm on your left. Oh my God, didn't you just... You don't want to feel like that. I've watched people that were YouTubers when I was a not big YouTuber, but for me, in my eyes, I was doing really good. And I watched the same people pass me up because they stayed consistent. Shout out to, I believe it's the Jonathan on Twitch. On Twitch, he was a small Twitch streamer at one point. Only had like, I mean, to some people it's a lot, but like 50 less. This man got over 800 people watching him because this man stayed consistent. Shout out to a view above, or Grady on Twitch too. A lot of people that I knew, they're verified, they're on Twitch. We were all there. But what was the difference between them and me was their consistency. Oh my God, come on now. Now, self-discipline, S. Okay, never give up, but you gotta have self-discipline in it all. If you don't got self-discipline, you can get rid of the monster mentality. There's no use for it for you. Because if you cannot have discipline, see, you can be motivated, you can have the mindset, you can have all that, but if you cannot go in and out every single day, dedicated to the craft that you made for yourself, have a structure, have a system. But if you are not self-disciplined, you will never get anywhere. You'll keep on repeating the same thing that you said 10 years ago. You'll repeat the same thing that you said yesterday. The one thing I struggle with is waking up as soon as that alarm goes off. I'm like, let me push the time. Let me push the time. And I believe it's, I can't remember the podcast, but he said that, you know, one day, that's fine. Get on it tomorrow. But the second day it becomes a habit. I believe it's like Chris. If you guys know what I'm saying, just type it in the comments below. But then once you get the self-discipline, you can no longer be yourself. You have to transform. That's the T in monster. So transforming all of this, you cannot look the same. Some of y'all probably should know that by now. I don't know why I'm so... Oh, and also shout out to Billy. He was like, oh snap, you're champion trucker. He was like, he didn't say champion, but he was like, I know you. I was like, nah, I don't know you. But shout out to Billy. And I really like that, man. I didn't really know that people watch me like that. I kind of just was like, oh, I'm a nobody. But I had a few people run up to me and tell me, hey, what's up, man? And some people said I helped them get into trucking. I didn't think I had that influence, but I appreciate each and every one of you. I remember Tiki and Bobby and everything like that getting into it, and I miss these guys. And shout out to Tiki. I still watch what he does to this day. So after you transform, you're no longer yourself. You have to execute everything every single day. And this is a thing. If I had to tell you guys a little bit about my past, I was in a Target warehouse. And shout out to anybody that's in a warehouse. I was in a Target warehouse. I was pushing the cart. I was picking items. I was picking items that people were buying. Some of the items I looked at and I wish I had for myself, but I didn't have enough money. Man, just thinking about this, I haven't thought about it in a long time. And just buying these items, man, I was like, oh, I really want that. I had my daughter, newly married at the time. And I remember, you know, no longer friends, but a friend at the time, he told me about trucking. Had I not executed, I'm sorry about that, I don't know why they're texting so much, but had I not executed within that moment, I would have never been here. And yes, not everything is great, but I would say that I'm in a much better position had I not went down this route. It's not easy. It has not been. It's been a life lesson. Yes, I could have done this right. Yes, I could have done that right. But this is a thing. It's funny. I listen to this motivation every single day, and he said, "Oh, that is easy." And the girl's like, "Well, that is not easy. That's the biggest lie." He said, "It's been in a movie. I can't remember the actor." She was just like, What's not easy?" He was like, "No, that's the biggest lie. Everything really is easy." Even though I know some people to come from really bad situations, and some of them have came out on the other side brand new, transformed, and they executed. Some of them have actually deteriorated to the point that they're in jail, dead, or no longer themselves that I used to know. Once you become all of these things in Monster, you got one last letter. It could be resilient or resilience, whatever you want to say. Because if without any defense for everything that you have become, embracing the monster mentality, embracing the monster, without any of this, there's no use for it. You can allow, if you're a woman watching this, you can allow a man. If you're a man watching this, you can allow a woman. If you are bisexual, lesbian, gay, whatever, you can allow another person to come into your life and destroy everything that you have built up, because you have no resilience. And I had to remind myself of this. I had to remind myself that a lot of times who we think will be beneficial for you will actually be the greatest downfall for all the work that you put in. And this is not being jaded or mad. It's being honest with yourself. To be a successful, it takes a different mindset. It's not going to be sunshine and roses. You got to be cold cut. So embrace being the monster. For the longest, ever since I was a kid, I always liked to be the monster, because I like to be the thing that scared people. Not in the way that it's like, oh, I'm trying to freak them out and make them like that, but I'm like, I always had this thing that I wanted, this power within me, this beast inside of me, to really dominate. And this time is not easy. This economy is not easy. And don't, like me, I'm not over here wearing a Rolex or anything like that. I'm not in a high class car. Could I have gotten this? Could I gotten a BMW? Could I have gotten all these things in order for yes, I could have. Would I have been in a worse position? Yes, I would have. I've learned now too much that within my life, I like the finer things in certain subjects. But in certain things, I'm not going to chase after what everybody wants. And so this whole entire quiet wealth or anything like that, I think that's good advice. But at the same time, you have to identify who you truly are. And some people are monsters and some people are just sheep. And I'm not saying sheep is bad, because that's a necessity for the world to keep going. But if you made it to this point, you're a monster. You're dedicated to watch or listen to a full video in order to get the message that you need. This is coming from a 28-year-old that has been through, I believe, 3-4 lifetimes. I got information for days about things that you probably wouldn't even know about, because you can't even experience unless you have went through it yourself. I've been through pain, I've been through sorrow, and guess what? Everybody successful that's came from nothing has the same similar story. And it's gonna be painful. With that being said, this video has been way too long. I will catch all of you in the next one. Peace.